Hello everybody, socalthero here, welcome back to another episode of Car Mechanic Simulator 21. In this video is going to be one that is really close to me. If you've seen any of the Fast and Furious movies, you know what these cars over here are. We're going to be working on an Evo today. And as you can see here, I have an Evo 7 already set up over here that I do plan on keeping. It's all ready to go. I have the Evo 7 from the Too Fast, Too Furious movie all set up and ready to go here as well. And then I have the Evo 8 that was the APR Evo and the Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift movie. But as you see, they're all done. The car we're going to work on is in the back, and it has not been touched yet other than to strip parts off of it for another Evo that I sold for profit. But this is my car. This is a white, it was originally white, Mitsubishi Lancer Evolution 9 MR Edition. It has 90,000 miles. It's originally white, and it's the exact same car that I have IRL. In fact, the mileage is kind of close to mine too. Mine has about 2,000 miles more than that. So I'm going to go ahead and get it washed up here. I have all of the parts bought, I believe, for this car already. So it shouldn't take that long putting it all together. I'm definitely going to build everything inside the car as well, so I won't do the engine on the engine stand or whatnot. I'll just do that. Oh, I guess I get my choice here, so we'll just put it here. Actually, the lighting kind of sucks on this side of the shop, if I remember right, for the camera. We'll move it over. But yeah, I have all the parts for it. I won't use the engine stand. I will do all the restore right here on the engine hoist, on the lift here itself. Okay, let's go ahead and put that back. I don't need to pull anything or do anything else. Let's just make sure that we're, yep, everything is good there. In fact, you know what? We will start and, whoops. We will what the? There we go. Oh, must be really finicky with putting the seats in it here. Yeah, it doesn't like the camera angle. Maybe I have to come over here and do it. Whoops, not that. Interior assembly, there we go. And then grab steering wheel. There we go. Okay, so that's done. Okay, so we got the seats in it. I put the Skyline GTR seats in here just because they have red stitching and they look like a race seat. So I thought it would look better in this car than the Mustang seats. Whoops, what am I doing? I should, like I said, have everything for this, so I'm going to go ahead and put the engine block in. See how much I have of it. Battery. Put this on. So we got our brake system all put in here in our electronics. We'll start working on the front of the engine here too. And yes, there are performance parts, so we are going to see how fast this thing can go. I mean, it's my personal car. I'm obviously keeping it. With all the other cars, too, that I have, or the other versions outside that I have, I am going to end up keeping those, too. Those are all going to be part of my collection. I'm gonna keep all of those cars. I think that's it. Oh, no, I got this. We could do the filter. I think I even have the fuses, too. It's been a while since I've played. As you guys know, I do a lot of pre-recording of content, so that way you guys always have something to watch, even when I'm busy with IRL things. Like, well, I guess this would be a good time to talk about it. My actual car, my Evo 9, the same car as this, is currently down right now because I was installing a battery relocation kit to put my battery in the trunk. And kind of got stuck on it. Didn't feel really comfortable with the wiring part of it, so I am going to take it over to a shop just because I'm not really good at crimping wires. And if you don't do wiring right on a car, it can go south really quickly. So I figured it'd be better just to take it to a shop instead. And there's a local shop near me that has opened up recently. They work on, oh, I don't have bushings. Okay, that's good to know. They work on Subarus, but they also work on Evos too, so I figured I'd give them a shot, see how they do. Their prices are a little bit higher, but I mean, I am paying them to do it. Yeah, I don't have bushings. Okay, so definitely gonna have to buy some bushings, it looks like. Need 4 for each side, plus another 4 for the center. I think that should be enough. Yeah, I don't know about the rears. I'll probably have to buy more for the rear, too. But yeah, my current car is down right now, so I'm waiting to hear back from them so I can get the battery relocation kit installed. So on my car, I guess this will be a good place to speak about it, because I'm sure most people that watch this are car enthusiasts. At least I think so anyways. On my car, I have a aftermarket intercooler piping kit, so it's all hard piping kit for my intercooler instead of the soft flex stuff for better performance. And when you do that, the kits that they sell, they don't necessarily work the best when it comes to... Oh yeah, that's right, I even painted them. They don't work best when it comes to the stock factory battery location in the car. So the option is to run a mini battery kit in there, but I've been running one for so long now that you can definitely tell there's a difference when you run the mini battery. So for those of you that don't know, mini battery kit is literally what it sounds like. It's just a battery that's smaller. And it's usually something out of like a ATV or some like off-road, or yeah, I guess off-road vehicle or motorcycle. And it's just a little bit smaller, so it fits in there better. But I mean, when you do stuff like that, then you have less cranking amps. It opens up a possibility of a lot of things not... Oh, I don't have the exhaust system. Okay, guess I'll have to do that too. Trying to get one side here completed minus the wheel and tire. That's why I was going that route. But you can definitely tell, like, ever since I've had it in the car, like when I turn the AC on, you can hear the idle just dip really hard. When I go to roll up my windows, it's like one of my the window activator is dying or something like that, because it just really struggles to roll the window up. If the headlights are on and I roll down a window, like, you could see all the gauges and the gauge cluster start dimming down. Like, my entire dashboard will start dimming down. And I've lived with that for about 6 or 8 years now with this car, and I'm like, you know what, I'd rather just go back to a factory battery. And in doing so, what you do is you run the battery to the rear of the car. And with the newer Evos, like the Evo X, they already do that from the factory, so you just need some of the parts from the Evo X to run a rear-mounted battery in the car. And I have all the parts and I have everything pretty much set up. It's just the box itself needs to be mounted back there, and then I need to get the wires crimped and then all grounded out and whatnot, which is, I thought would be pretty simple to do, but just looking at it, and it does look simple to do, I just don't feel comfortable myself personally with when it comes to wiring. It's like replacing something. Like, I had to replace the radiator recently because the top of it was separating, because for some reason they decided to be cheap from, I guess, Mitsubishi, but I'm assuming most companies are doing this these days. But the radiator itself is made out of metal, but then the top of it is plastic. So over time, as the car heats up and cools down... Oh, I don't have that. I thought I had that. Okay. But as the car heats up and cools down and heats up and cools down, the plastic starts to separate from the metal, and it's just all kinds of bad news all around. So over time, it'll start giving you issues like that, and I just didn't want to... I just didn't want to deal with that anymore, and eventually it did. Like, I started having a coolant leak because of that, and I could smell it. And any of you guys that have dealt with coolant leaks know it smells awful. It's not as bad as other car fluid smells, but it's pretty much up there. It smells like, I would say, like pancakes and syrup is the best way I could describe it. But yeah, I was like, okay, I can't deal with this anymore, and I ended up getting a different radiator, and I installed that myself, and I felt comfortable doing that. But like, when it comes to wiring, there's some things I can do, but there's others where I'm just like, you know, this could really backfire and cause an issue and literally cause a fire, where I'm like, I'm not going to do it. I'd rather have a professional shop do it instead. And now that there's one locally closer to me instead of the one that I usually have to go to, I figured why not. Because like the shop that I usually go to, that they specialize in Evos, well not Evos, but in the Evo motor, the 4G63, which is what they use in other cars too for Mitsubishi, like the older Mitsubishi Eclipses, the older Mitsubishi Galants, they all use this motor. And they specialize in that. So like I go to them for like mechanical stuff. Like I had my clutch replaced with them because it's just a nightmare on a 6-speed. And then they did a few other like O2 sensor replacements too, because those were bad in the car just over time. I mean, it's a 15-year-old car. It's showing its wear and tear. Let me just tell you that. The paint's starting to chip and starting to come off in certain spots. It's just it sucks to see because I bought the car brand new in 2006, and just to see it wear over time down to what it is, it starts to get a little depressing because you're just like, I didn't used to look like this. I took care of it so much, but it just time continues to march on, and unfortunately the car starts to wear out over time. It looks like I got the engine completely done in that conversation. So we're going to go ahead and get the car lifted back up off the ground, and we are going to continue with the suspension here. Oh, it looks like I do have pieces of the exhaust, and even though I thought I didn't. Yep, I'm definitely missing more bushings, so we can get rid of that. So I do apologize if you guys like the shorter episodes, because this one will probably be a little bit longer. Oh, I don't have the small rubber bushings. I'll just buy a few. My inventory... What? Oh, I don't have this. That's what I don't have. My inventory of parts has gone down to pretty much nothing. All the brake rotors that I was able to salvage, I ended up using them on not story missions, but just like side projects to make a little bit of extra income on the game. And anything extra that I had that wasn't brakes, I would ended up selling them just to make a little bit of money. So as you can see, I'm a little poor right now, but that's because a lot of the cars that I've been rebuilding lately, I haven't been flipping for a profit, and I haven't found a flip car in a while. I need to find a flip car so I can have a good chunk of money reserved again. Also, in a future video, I don't know anything about the DLC. I had no idea it was even a thing until I started recording today. But, what is that? There it goes. But they have like some sort of drag race DLC for this game, and that will definitely be on a future episode for you guys to check out. But supposedly you can like, it was a little more money than just like a regular car DLC, so I'm assuming that it brings a lot more to the game. Oh, you guys, you just saw my wheels, so okay, we'll do that. I went with these just because they look, I don't have the wheels, I wish I did. I have, on my car, I have Graham Light 57s that are like the Time Attack edition, so they are black like this, but they have a red stripe around them. But I got these because they look a lot like the wheels I do want to get for my car. Maybe one day I'll get them, who knows. It's the inky RPF ones. Or actually, no, those look more like a Volk Racing TE37, which I like too, and I wouldn't mind owning, but they're very expensive too. So are the Inkies. Those are pretty expensive too, but between the two, I kind of have more... I don't know what it is about the Inkies over the Volks, but I feel like the Volks are just what everybody picks up, and they're really pricey. And the Inkies are too, like I said, but they don't seem as bad as Volk Racing wheels, because Volk Racing wheels is like a pretty known name these days. Like they got all kinds of like limited editions, limited colors, like it's insane what they come out with, and each time they do, they look so sick too. I'm not trying to knock them, but man, they get pricey, but you definitely get what you pay for. They're very beautiful, all the different Volk rim lines that you see out there. I'm pretty envious of people that get to be sponsored and just get a set, and all they gotta do is show up at car shows. Granted, that's not all they have to do, but when I see it, I'm just like, oh man, you guys are so lucky. And for the also for the wheels and tires, I'm not doing anything as far as like different size setups for each end. So it's same all around. It's they're 18-inch rims, which is exactly the same as what I have IRL. And I think I'm running a, let me see what I'm running for the tire. The tire is 255/40/18, which, yeah, that's exactly what I'm running IRL too. Whoops, trying to cross pattern here. So the same exact tire size, wheel size that I have on my car. Mine are 18 by... always forget the other measurement for my wheels. I'm always... the thing about them is I wish they were a little bit wider too. That's the other thing. Alright, there we go. Now we got the exhaust section. That should be everything with the car's mechanics. Let's see. Oil pan, rod... oh, I gotta work under the motor here still. Forgot about this. I think my wheels are 18 by 8.5, I want to say. And I want to run a 9 or a 9.5 on my car just because I like the fitment that people get when they do that. It fills in the wheel well a little bit more. And usually you could get away without having to roll your fenders, which is ideal. I don't like having to alter body panels so wheels and tires can fit, but I do love the flush look. Ooh, that's a little... That's kind of what I was going for, but that might be a little too wide. Oh, it's almost flush. I would say that's pretty close to it. Alright, so all we have now is fluids, which I'll do here real quick. Alright, we are filling the last of the fluids here. This is the brake fluid right here. This is the last thing I have to fill. I tried to cut that out so that way, I mean, if you see me fill one car's fluids up, you've seen it all. It's always the same. So fluids are all done on the car. Everything's good there. We're going to actually move it over to the test path already. Let's hear it start up. Do our first startup with nothing on it. Ooh, yeah. Yeah, that sounds good. Man, this looks good. It feels just like my car. Only difference on the dash here from mine, I mean, minus the steering wheel, obviously, is I have my gauges and my radio swapped. My gauges sit up here and the radio sits down there, which when you buy the MR, you don't have to buy anything for it. It's just literally moving it. Alright, so we got that. Oh, I need to add... whoops. We need to add the headlights just so we can do the headlight adjustments here. I went with the JDM headlights. I don't have the JDM headlights. I have just the factory headlights, the HIDs with fogs. But I do have the JDM tail lights, so I'll put those on too. And then we'll do the wheel alignment. Let's do that first. Yep. It's not too bad, other than the left rear was way out of whack. And then we could do the headlights, since the headlights are on the car. And then we'll put the rest of the body panels on in here real quick, and then we'll move it over to the paint shop and we'll paint it. Which... don't know... Alright, headlights are lined up. We're gonna start putting the body panels on here, because there's something I want to see. Let's see. Yep, that is my fender. It's funny that it says these are the US fenders, which is not true. I'm gonna call out the mod author on that. The US one, the side markers here are not amber. They're actually a clear on the factory ones. But most people usually opt for the amber ones from Japan. Oh, you can paint the mirrors. Okay, I will be doing that. Yep, I did get the one with the mud flaps. I don't have the mud flaps. I do want to get the mud flaps though. I do have the JDM Rear bumper. Oh, I don't have the exhaust. I'll have to get that. I do have this. Oh, that sucks. I can't paint the wing only. It's just like the car that comes with the game. If they made the wing a separate part, then you could paint it, but unfortunately not. I did buy the right doors. I didn't buy the RS doors. Did I paint the mirrors already? No, I didn't paint them. Okay, so I definitely need to paint the mirrors. This... I forgot the side skirt on this side. Alright, so that is that, and I need to get... Oh, I think I bought the plates. I didn't buy the plates either. Add that to the list. Okay, I don't need that. That's the stock exhaust. I don't want that. We'll buy a couple of them. I'll spend the extra money to see which one I like. Oh, I think I just found the one I liked. So I do have an exhaust on my car too. I have the I have a full turbo back exhaust system. Oh, that one looks pretty good too. I think we'll go with that one. I have the full turbo back exhaust system on my car. I have a 3-inch downpipe. Oh, let's go paint the mirrors real quick before I forget that, and then we'll do the plates. I have a 3-inch downpipe. I have they call it a rally cat. It's basically a 3-inch pipe for that. And then I don't want that. I want black. My mirrors are actually carbon fiber covers. And then I have a 3-inch, what is it? HKS exhaust. I want to say, is it HKS? I think it's HKS. It's been so long. Like, people hound me all the time. They're like, how do you not know this stuff about your car? And I'm like, well, I bought the car back in 06, and I stopped modding it, I want to say around 2010, 2011. I kind of was like, yeah, I'm done. It's good to go. I don't think there's anything more I want to do to it. And it's been, what, 12 years since I've put any mods on it? So, actually, I don't know, or remember all the mods that I have on the car. Alright, we're just going to go with the factory color because it's the same color that I have. And what I want, man, those wheels and tires are a lot wider than I was hoping they'd be. That's actually really wide. I don't know if I'm going to live with that. That sticks out a lot. I think we might have to fix that. Yeah, I'm going to fix that real quick. Alright, I'm just configuring the plates real quick for this car. I'm almost done with that. I went ahead and I changed out the wheels on this thing. It's still a little wider than I would like. Like, I usually like it up against that. If it sticks out a little bit, though, I guess it's fine. But I did change it, and the back looks 10 times better now with the way it's set up. I went with they call it ET in this game, so I'm assuming that's width. I don't study that enough to, or know enough about this game to know the purpose of it in here, but I'm assuming that's for width, for wheels when you go to pick the size that you want. I went with a 10 in the back and a 5 in the front, in case you guys ever want to use that for your own game, if you're going to pick up this mod and want something a little more flush than that. Honestly, I would stick with maybe 10, maybe even 5 in the back, and then doing nothing for the front. But I have racing slicks on this thing just because of that. It looks like we got everything done. I did buy this car in the auction. I did see it there. Like I said, though, I stripped all the parts off of it. So I bought it for $33,616, which is ridiculous. I paid like $35 out the door because I worked at the dealership at the time when I bought my car brand new. So this is actually ridiculous for a used car. But it does have a sell value of $127,189 now, so we'd make $93,000 off of it. So that's not too bad. We are going to take it to the dyno real quick here. You're going to see what kind of numbers we can pull. And then also for the tuning, it is a 6-speed because it's an MR. MR is coming to 6-speed. So we're going to go ahead and apply that. It's the only one of the trim levels that comes in a 6-speed. And we're going to dyno it. Factory power is 282, which is not true. Factory power is actually 276 on this car, if I remember right, from when I sold them. But we'll see what kind of power we get out of it now. drag rating right there. That's the new DLC I was talking about. There's some sort of drag racing DLC, so that I'm kind of curious to see how that works. Maybe we'll kind of check that out a bit. There's something about drag rating. See if there's anything I have to buy. Nothing I have to buy. Huh. Well, that's good to know. Let's go ahead and move the car back outside. Let's first move it in here, and then we'll replace the Evo 7 that's outside. That's just the just an Evo 7. But I shouldn't say just an Evo 7 because it is pretty nice. Now that we got all the parts on it, let's hear it start up with the engine here. Sounds pretty good. All right, let's take it to. Oh yeah, there's a drag strip. Okay. Yeah, we're not gonna drag strip it. We're gonna speed track it because we want to see how fast this thing can go. I could care less about the drag strip DLC. I'd rather show that to you guys after I know more about it. All right, so we got slicks on this thing, so there we go. Well, we're about 100 miles per hour right now. 130. 150, 160, 170, 180, 181. Not too bad. That's about what I expected out of it. In all honesty, that's what the speedo reads on the car too. One says 180. I shouldn't say this, but I think the fastest I've ever gone in my car is 152, and let me tell you, that was pretty scary. I want to say it taps out at 156 though. But anyways, guys, that's gonna do it for this episode of Car Mechanic Simulator. Let me know down in the comments below what you thought. I, of course, enjoyed it because it's my IRL car, but I hope you guys did too. But anyways, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. Until next time, take care.